Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be kind of a quick one because I'm talking about a single shadow and it's called the Solo Shadow. It is from Blvd and it is their brand new cream eyeshadow. They did come out with 8 shades. They did gift me one and I'm going to apply it today, but I did already wear this in a video because I wanted to try it out, see how the longevity was. And I did have a couple people ask me what I was wearing on my eyes. So I was already planning on doing a video, but I wanted to, you know, I actually love, when I put it on, I was shocked of how much I liked it because one, it's a single shadow, you know, very simple, and it's a matte shadow. So it wasn't, you know, anything, you know, I like doing the eyes to mesmerize. I love that. But those are, you know, they have a little shimmer to them. So, but these Merit Beauty single shadows are great. They also sent me their new brush that came out. Mine is a little dirty because I have used it, but this is fantastic. This and this together are fantastic. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. I don't have many matte cream eyeshadows, but I am going to compare a couple that I have just to kind of, you know, show the texture. And then somebody did comment on my Danessa Myricks video if I could compare it to this eyeshadow. So that's what I'm going to do also. But let's get into these new single eyeshadows. Okay, so these were launched August 22nd, and so just under a month ago, and they are described as a buildable cream to powder shadow for a soft matte wash of color. And then it says apply with the brush, brush number 2 or your finger. And I have not applied it with my finger. I have applied it with brush number 2, and it's fantastic. Like the brush is really worth getting if you're going to get this. And actually, if you have any cream eyeshadows, even if you have the Eyes to Mesmerize or anything else, this brush is really good. So let's talk about the brush first. So the brush is $20, and you can see here it has one side to apply it on the top lid, and then the bottom, like the little pencil to apply on the bottom lid. Now I have these brushes in other, you know, singles, but this is like great on the go. And that's the thing about Merit is great makeup on the go. I am wearing a lot of Merit today. The lip I'm wearing is Baby. I'm wearing the cheek, which is Beverly Hills. I love these. I don't have mascara, but I will be putting the mascara. I think it's great. And I have the brow. I did put a pencil, but I also did the brow gel. So and then I did actually clay, so the bronzer, and then I did put a little bit of highlighter. So didn't do the foundation just because I'm doing a foundation video with this, you know, right before, so I didn't use their foundation today. But I love their foundation on the go, and Merit this. I have a bag to go when I need to do makeup on the go, whether I'm going, you know, I need to do it in the car or I need to do it somewhere else. Like my Merit makeup is what I put, and it's I might have a few other products, but for the most part, all of my Merit products are in there. And I love that they added this single shadow. Now they did add some colors. They have like 4, I guess it's natural shades, and then 4 wearable colors, but the colors are still exactly that, wearable. There's a navy, there's a green. The green I really want. The green is very, very pretty. But and then there's like a gray, and then there's a soft gray, soft mauve, warm green, and a classic navy. So those shades are really stunning. And then they have the 4 natural shades. Now I got the shade Mid-Century, and Mid-Century is described as a warm brown, and there's 4 neutral shades. So there's Brune, which is a deep brown, Mid-Century, which is a warm brown, Vachetta, which is a warm beige, and then Studio, which is a cool taupe. And the interesting thing is that it states like what foundation you have. Like if you are this foundation in Merit, then you should get this neutral color. Now for me, my neutral color would have been Vachetta, which is warm beige, but I do like a little bit more color on my eyes. I had seen some swatches of them, so I went with Mid-Century, and I'm glad I did. Now I might pick up more. They're $24. I think they're really reasonably priced, and so far I really like them. I've only worn this twice, but it goes on beautifully. It wore beautifully. I just think it's stunning. So it's stunning on its own. It lasts, And then also if you wanted to just put this and then put a pop of, you know, shimmer, you could do that. So again, this is Mid-Century, and I'm just going to, it really is a creamy, very, very creamy matte eyeshadow. So you can just see it just glides on, but then it does dry down really, really well. So this is the shade Mid-Century. I'm gonna apply this in a second. But I did wear this in the video where I discussed the Hourglass Jellyfish palette. So that video, I am wearing this, so you can kind of see it there. I thought it was a good neutral shade to wear to do that review. Okay, so before I go ahead and apply it, I do want to mention that with every first order with Merit, you can get a free signature bag. I don't have mine. I don't have it here, but it's like over $40. Totally worth it. It's a nice bag, and you know, it's nice always to get something free. Now, looking at their website, they do have 4 shades that are sold out at the moment. When I'm filming this is September 2023. The neutrals, the lightest and darkest shade, Brune and Studio. And then you have Viper, the warm green, and Social, the soft mauve. Those are currently sold out. Mid-Century though, the one that I have, which I think is fantastic, is in stock. These are again, $24. Yeah, let's go ahead and apply it. So what I'll do first, since it does mention you can apply it with your finger, I will go in with my finger. Now I will always go back in with the brush, and then this brush I think is great for travel. For 20 bucks, I actually, whenever I place another order, I might be getting another one of these brushes. I think the brush is fantastic. So I'm gonna apply it with my finger just so you can see how it applies with the finger. The only thing about applying with the finger is that it's just not gonna blend out as nicely. I will go back over with the brush, but I just want to show you that you can, you know, and if you were in the car or doing this on the go and you didn't have a brush, you absolutely could do this. And actually it blended out pretty nicely at the edges. So that is with the finger. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in on this side and apply it with the brush. And like I said, most of the time I will probably do a combination of both, doing in the finger and then the brush. So I will usually just kind of go in, put it on, because you're going to get more pigment with your finger. It also warms up the product a little bit, so it's easier to blend, and put it on, and then going out with your with the brush and smoothing out the edges. But it's really, really easy to apply, really fast. They don't dry. It does dry down, but it doesn't dry down so fast. And we'll talk about another product that you have to work so fast. I would still do one eye at a time. I wouldn't put it on and then blend it out. You know, I would do, again, just do one at a time. But it dries down pretty fast. I don't have eyeshadow primer on. I probably had a little powder when I powdered my face, but other than that, that's it. So that is it with just applying it with the brush and a little bit on my finger. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the other end, the pencil end, and I'm going to use this as a liner on the bottom lid. And that's typically how I do, like with cream shadow, or even with regular shadow. I don't use a lot of eyeliner that much anymore. I usually will use an eyeshadow or a very thick eyeliner. So that's what I'm gonna do now, so you'll see how great it looks. And it also has really, really great longevity. Okay, so that is how it looks with the liner underneath. Super quick, super easy, so creamy. So, and I think it looks really good. Now I haven't looked at it on besides my little Yoda mirror, but I think it looks pretty even. It looked even the other day when I did it. So I'm very, very impressed with these. I think they're really nice. I love the packaging. I love everything about them. Like the price is, I think, very good as well. So let me go finish up my makeup. I am gonna put with the Merit mascara, which I do love. It's a very, very lightweight, thin mascara, but it's a really pretty mascara. So I'm gonna put that on, just kind of touch up, make sure it looks good, come back, and then we'll do some comparisons to some similar products, and then I'll give you my final thoughts, which I've already pretty much done. And actually, before we do that, I was about to do a makeup wipe and take this off, but you can see it doesn't come off very easily. And that actually, I started to put a makeup wipe already on it. So once it dries down, it's pretty dry. So I'm gonna take a makeup wipe, and you can see Actually not, this is just a baby wipe. It takes a lot to get it off. So I'd like that. I think that's a really good, especially in a cream eyeshadow, that's how it should be. So I do really like that. Okay, I'm back. So I put a little bit of mascara on and that's it. And so this is the final completed look. I'll post what I'm wearing as far as Merit down in the description box below. Once again, Merit did gift this to me. However, there was no obligation to post anything, just FYI. And then any links below will probably be affiliate links. With that said, somebody asked me if I could compare the putty in the pomade formula in the new Danessa Myricks to this. Very, very different texture. So I'm going to take the Merit and see which shade is the closest. Okay, there really isn't a shade that's close for this, but let me show you here. So you can see this is very, very creamy. So when you it starts to melt once your hand and your finger starts to melt the product, and you can kind of see that. So then it's warmed up in your finger and then it just literally glides down. So, and this is an eyeshadow, whereas the Danessa Myricks product is a pomade. It's not meant to be, you know, it can be a cream shadow, but it's meant to be a lot of other things. So let me, I'll just take the shade Harvest right here, and I'm going to warm it up. Now this, you can kind of see, it's more like a putty. And you can see here, see how there's like dents in there? So it's definitely more putty. You also don't get as much product. It doesn't warm up either. Like it doesn't melt like the Merit does. So very different product. It's not as creamy. It doesn't go on. It's also going to give you a different look than this one. So yeah, it's just completely different formula. I think it's a preference, but then again, this is a true cream eyeshadow. Now I think the original cream eyeshadow is the pots, the paintwear pots from MAC. The only one I have that's matte, I do have a couple that are shimmer, but the only matte one I have is Painterly, and I use this more as an eyeshadow primer. But you can see here, now this one is close. I would say it's close. It's definitely firmer. It does melt a little bit, but it takes a little bit more, and it doesn't get as creamy as the Merit. So similar, but obviously the color is going to be different, but it's just, it takes a little bit more. So I think it's a very similar product, but the Merit is creamier in texture. It just melts, I guess, a little faster once you get the warmth of your finger in there. So I think longevity, they're pretty similar. Now obviously these colors are very different, and I don't think they have a shade, even the lightest shade I don't think is this light. I think it's a little darker. So if you're looking for like an eyeshadow base, probably you can use the Merit as an eyeshadow base, but it's going to be darker. It's not going to be like Painterly. And then we're going to go to the one that I think I am the only person in the entire world that actually like these, and these are the ones from Charlotte Tilbury. These are the Eyes to Mesmerize matte. They are only available on her website. I don't even know if they're available anymore, because I think I was the only person that liked them. I still have two shades. I have Smoky Taupe and Flawless Beige. Now these are really firm. These are like hard as a rock, and it takes a lot to warm it. So it takes a lot more to warm it than the MAC paint pots. Like it's just now, and then they're just not nearly as creamy. These also, these are probably, I think these only had like a 6-month shelf life, so they're probably expired. You know, and they did, thing with these is they dry down super fast, so you had to work fast, and you also couldn't layer it. I think you could probably layer this. I haven't layered it with another shade, but I think you could layer it with another shade if you wanted to. I don't wear cream eyeshadows like that. I did with the Danessa Myricks, but I don't really find that as a cream eyeshadow. When I do cream eyeshadows, it's usually like a one and done, or it's as a base. But I think you could layer this if you wanted to. But the Eyes to Mesmerize, no. The matte, no, absolutely not. You just can't. Now, the thing with these is these don't budge. These do not budge, but I think the Merit, while I have not tested it like I have tested these I've worn at the beach, in a wave pool, at a water park. I have worn these, and these just don't budge. Like, they don't budge until you take them off, and you need like waterproof eye makeup remover to take these off, or like a really good balm. But they're, again, I'm the only person that likes them, and they don't have a long shelf life. While I did recommend them when I first got them, I don't necessarily recommend them anymore. I think they're good for what they do, and they served a purpose for me. But again, I think I'm the only person that liked them. But if I were to pick, if I was to order and do a cream eyeshadow, a matte cream eyeshadow, I would recommend the Merit. Of the three, even more than the MAC, definitely more than the Charlotte Tilbury. I think these are great. Now, I've only tried one shade. Matilda on video, I will post the link to her video over here. She just posted a swatch video of all 8 shades. So she has all 8 shades, and she also talked about how the deeper shades tend to be a little patchy, but that's probably more common because the darker the shade, the more patchy they're going to be. So keep that in mind if you're going to order. But she has some really good swatches, and the one she showed, the green, the Viper, I want it even more now, and it's of course sold out for right now. But highly recommend these. I think they're great. I would start with 1 or 2 shades. You can get the 2 and get the free bag. I definitely recommend the brush as well, so you can start with that, get the free bag, and see how you like it before ordering multiple shades. But I do highly recommend it. I think they're great. So with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.